Open your medicine cabinet. What do you see? A collection of different vitamin bottles that you have been told are good for you. But what if I told you that some of those very pills could be silently harming you, weakening your legs and causing painful cramps? Today, we are not just giving you another list of vitamins. We are doing a medicine cabinet clean out. We are going to show you what to toss, what to question, and what to keep. Welcome back to Healthier Daily, the channel where we give you the simple science-backed truths to live a stronger and more independent life after 60. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Carter, and to be our wise guide in this important clean out, we are joined by a physician who has always taught the profound wisdom of simplicity over complexity. It is our great honor to welcome Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you for having me, Ben. This is a very important exercise for all of us. A wise person's medicine cabinet should be very small. We must not collect pills and supplements like they are treasures. We must choose only what our body truly needs at this stage of our life, and we must have the courage to let go of the rest. Today, we will learn how to let go.
That is such a powerful philosophy. And the science explains why this is so critical for seniors. As we get older, our bodies change. Our liver does not detoxify as efficiently, and our kidneys cannot filter out excess substances as quickly as they used to. This means we are much more vulnerable to an accidental overload of certain nutrients. And we must remember the critical difference between the two types of vitamins. The water-soluble vitamins like vitamin C and the B vitamins are generally flushed out by your body if you take too much. But the fat-soluble vitamins, and these are vitamins A, D, E, and K, are stored in your liver and in your fatty tissues. It is these fat-soluble vitamins that can build up to harmful levels if we are not careful. And that is exactly how we have structured our guide today. We will organize our clean out into 3 simple sections. First, in part 2, we will cover the toss pile, the individual supplements that are often harmful in excess for seniors. Then in part 3, we will look at the question pile, and we will teach you how to analyze your daily multivitamin. And finally, in part 4, we will talk about the keep pile, the supplements that are often truly beneficial and necessary for a senior's health. It is a true blessing to have this clarity to be able to make wise, discerning choices for the bodies we've been given. If you are ready to bring wisdom and clarity to your supplement routine and clean out your own medicine cabinet with us, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free. And this guide is so very important. Okay, doctor, our medicine cabinet clean out begins right now. Let's start with the things that for many seniors should be the very first to go. What is in our toss pile?
We will begin with the individual supplement bottles that people often buy because they hear that a certain vitamin is good for one specific thing, like their bones or their heart. They do not often understand the serious risk of taking too much of a single nutrient. These are the vitamins and the minerals that can very easily build up to harmful levels in an older person's body.
What is the first supplement on our toss list, doctor?
The first is high-dose vitamin A, specifically when it is in the form of retinol.
And as we discussed in our introduction, this is a fat-soluble vitamin. It is not easily flushed out of the body. If you are taking a high-dose supplement of vitamin A every single day, and you are also eating foods that are fortified with it, like many breakfast cereals, the levels can slowly and silently build up in your liver over time. This toxic overload can lead to symptoms that are very easily mistaken for just getting old things, like dizziness, blurred vision, dry, itchy skin, and even an increase in joint pain.
The second supplement that most seniors should not be taking unless their doctor has specifically diagnosed them with a deficiency and has prescribed it is iron.
This is such an important point that is so often missed. Younger women often need to take extra iron because of the monthly blood loss from menstruation. But after menopause, that regular loss of iron stops. For older men and for postmenopausal women, the body is actually very good at holding on to and recycling its iron stores. Taking extra iron when you do not have a diagnosed deficiency can lead to a dangerous condition called iron overload. This excess iron acts as what we call a pro-oxidant in the body. It is like rust. It can cause a great deal of oxidative stress and damage to your organs, including your heart, your liver, and even your brain.
And our third culprit on the list is perhaps the most common supplement of all that seniors are told to take. It is calcium, specifically when it is taken all by itself without its important partners. This is a very dangerous mistake. Let me tell you a story. I had a patient, a woman in her 70s. She was very worried about her bone health, so she went to the pharmacy and she bought a very popular bone health supplement. She brought the bottle in for me to see. It contained a very high dose of calcium, and it also had a high dose of vitamin A in that retinol form we just discussed. But it had no vitamin K2, and it had no magnesium. She came to see me because she was complaining of painful leg cramps and very frightening heart palpitations. She was trying to protect her bones, but the unbalanced supplement she was taking was causing these terrible side effects.
That story perfectly illustrates the incredible danger of an unbalanced formula. As we have discussed many times on Healthier Daily, if you take a large dose of calcium without its essential partners, that calcium does not know where to go in your body. Without enough vitamin K2 to act as the traffic cop, that excess calcium can end up being deposited in your soft tissues, like the lining of your arteries, where it can cause hardening and increase your risk of a heart attack. And without enough magnesium to balance its electrical charge, the excess calcium can lead to the very muscle cramps and heart palpitations that your patient was experiencing. A simple calcium supplement without K2 and magnesium alongside it is an unbalanced and a potentially harmful formula for a senior.
And our final supplement for the toss pile today is a very surprising one for most people. It is high-dose vitamin B6.
This is a shocking one for many because vitamin B6 is a water-soluble vitamin. We are always told that if you take too much of a B vitamin, your body just flushes out the excess. But B6 is different. The science is now very clear that when vitamin B6 is taken in very high doses, and this is often 50 milligrams or more per day for a long period of time, it can actually accumulate in your nerve tissues, and it can become neurotoxic. This can cause direct damage to your nerves, leading to the very symptoms of tingling and numbness in the hands and feet that people are often taking it to try and treat. It is a terrible and a tragic paradox. It is a powerful lesson in the blessed importance of balance, and a clear reminder that our bodies were designed to work with gentle nourishment, not with these kinds of megadoses of isolated chemicals. So those are the 4 individual supplements that seniors should be very cautious about, and in many cases should place in their toss pile if they don't have a diagnosed deficiency. But doctor, I know that many of our viewers right now are thinking, well, I don't take those pills individually, but I do take a daily multivitamin every morning. This brings us to the next and very important category in our medicine cabinet, clean out the question pile. How do we analyze our daily multivitamin to see if it is truly helping us or if it could be secretly harming us?
Yes, the multivitamin can be a very confusing product. Many of them are marketed with beautiful labels that say, for seniors or for adults 50. But when you look closely at the ingredients on the back, they often contain the very things that an older person does not need, and sometimes they are in dangerously high amounts. To be a wise consumer, you must become a good detective, and you must learn how to read the label on the back of the bottle.
Let's do that right now. Let's create a simple how to read your supplement label guide for our viewers. We will look for the 4 very same culprits that we just discussed in our toss pile. Doctor, when we pick up our multivitamin bottle and we look at the label, what is the first thing that we should check for?
First, you must look for vitamin A, and you must look very closely at the form that is listed in the ingredients. Does the label say from beta-carotene, or does it say retinol or retinol palmitate?
And as we have now learned, the beta-carotene form is the safe form for a multivitamin because your body will only convert the amount of vitamin A that it truly needs. But the preformed retinol can build up in your liver over time. If your senior multivitamin contains a high dose of retinol, that is a red flag, and it is a very important question that you should be asking your doctor.
The second thing that you must look for on the label is iron.
This is a very big one. You should ask yourself this simple question: am I a man over the age of 60, or am I a woman who is past menopause? If the answer is yes, you almost certainly do not need any extra iron in your supplement unless you have a specifically diagnosed condition like anemia. If your senior formula multivitamin contains iron, that is another serious red flag. It is an unnecessary ingredient that could be contributing to the oxidative stress or the rusting that is happening inside your body.
The third thing to question is the calcium. You must look at the dose. But even more importantly, you must look for its essential partners.
That is the key. Does the formula also contain vitamin K2 and magnesium? As we now know, these are the essential traffic cop nutrients that tell the calcium where to go. If you are taking a multivitamin with a high dose of calcium, but it does not contain these 2 partners, it is an unbalanced and an incomplete formula. That calcium may not be going to your bones. It could be going to your arteries.
And the final culprit to look for on the label is vitamin B6.
And here it is all about the dosage. What does the label say? Does it say 5 or 10 milligrams, which is a reasonable and a safe amount? Or does it say a mega dose of 50 or even 100 milligrams? As we now know, these very high doses, when they are taken every single day, can become toxic to your nerves over time. A mega dose of vitamin B6 in a daily multivitamin is a major red flag.
This exact problem happened to a patient of mine, a woman in her early 70s. She was taking a very popular senior multivitamin from a very famous brand that she bought at the drugstore. She came to me complaining of a deep fatigue that she couldn't shake and a strange tingling sensation in her hands. We looked at the label on her multivitamin bottle together. It contained both iron, which she did not need, and a very high dose of vitamin B6. We had her switch to a much simpler, iron-free multivitamin that had a much lower, more balanced dose of all the B vitamins. And within a few months, her energy had improved, and the tingling in her hands had disappeared. Her healthy multivitamin was the actual cause of her problems.
That is such a powerful story. It is a powerful reminder that we must be wise and discerning stewards of our health, and we must not just blindly trust the marketing claims on the front of the bottle. And it is a blessing to be able to share this kind of detailed, empowering knowledge with our global community. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. We love hearing from all of you. So we have now learned to be a good detective with our multivitamin, questioning the unnecessary or the high-dose ingredients and putting it in our question pile to discuss with our doctor. Doctor, that is what we should question or toss out of our medicine cabinet. Now let's move to the final and the most hopeful part of our clean-out. What is in our keep pile?
Yes. Now that we have cleaned out the unnecessary clutter from our cabinet, let us talk about the few simple bottles that for many seniors often deserve to have a place there. These are the specific nutrients that most older adults are truly and commonly deficient in, and where a smart and a targeted supplement can make a world of difference to their health and to their quality of life.
What is the first and most important supplement that is almost always on your keep list for seniors?
The first is the master calming mineral that we have spoken about before. It is magnesium. As we know, so many seniors are deficient in this mineral due to changes in our food supply and the effects of stress and medications. This deficiency is often the root cause of so many of their common complaints, like the leg cramps, the poor sleep, and the anxiety that we talked about in a previous video.
That is exactly right. Magnesium is the spark plug for over 300 essential biochemical reactions in the body. And as we have learned in our masterclass on this topic, it is absolutely essential to choose the right form. For the purpose of calming the muscles and the nervous system, magnesium glycinate is the gentle, highly absorbable form that is often the very best choice for a senior to discuss with their doctor.
The second supplement that is very often necessary for an older person is vitamin D3.
And this is a fascinating paradox, isn't it? Doctor, we just spent part 2 explaining how vitamin D can be dangerous when you take too much. But now it is on our keep list. This is exactly why that first rule of your protocol, test don't guess, is so important. As the source text for our video correctly notes, a senior's skin is over 50% less efficient at making vitamin D from the sun than a younger person's skin. Because of this, a true deficiency is very, very common. So if your blood test shows that your levels are low, a supplement is absolutely critical for your bone, your muscle, and your immune health. And it is very important that you choose the D3 form, which is called cholecalciferol, not the less effective D2 form.
Our third essential supplement for the keep pile is vitamin B12.
This is another critical nutrient where our age works against us. As we get older, our stomach naturally produces less stomach acid. This stomach acid is required to separate the vitamin B12 from the protein in our food so that we can absorb it. Because of this natural decline in stomach acid, even if you are eating enough B12-rich foods like meat and eggs, you may not be absorbing it properly. This is why a supplement is so often needed. The best forms for a senior are often the active methylcobalamin form or a simple sublingual lozenge that dissolves under the tongue. This method bypasses the stomach acid problem and allows the B12 to be absorbed directly into the bloodstream.
And our final and very important supplement for our keep pile today is omega-3s, which usually comes from a high-quality fish oil.
The omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA, are the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories that we have. As we know, chronic low-grade inflammation is one of the primary drivers of almost every age-related disease. A good omega-3 supplement is a foundational tool for keeping this internal fire under control. And when you are shopping for a fish oil, you should look for one that is in the natural triglyceride form, which is much better absorbed by the body than the cheaper ethyl ester form that is found in many low-quality brands. And it should always be third-party tested for purity to ensure that it is free from heavy metals like mercury. It's a wonderful example of how we can use these blessed gifts from nature, concentrated with the help of modern science, to support our health in a very targeted and intelligent way. Doctor, this has been an incredible and a very practical guide. You have walked us through a complete medicine cabinet clean out. It is a powerful and a very responsible framework for a safer approach to senior health. We have learned what to put in the toss pile, like the excess isolated calcium and the unnecessary iron to help us avoid those painful leg cramps. We have learned what to question on the label of our multivitamins. And we have learned what to keep in our cabinet, like the wonderful magnesium, the essential vitamin D3, and the critical vitamin B12. By following this wise advice, our viewers can avoid the hidden dangers and the imbalances that can lead to leg cramps and so many other health issues. This knowledge is a true cornerstone of a proactive senior health strategy, one that emphasizes balance over excess. It is a practical daily way to fight back against frustrating symptoms like leg cramps and to build a truly resilient and a well-nourished body.
I want to leave you with this one final thought. Your health is not built by adding more and more pills to your cabinet. It is built by wisely choosing only what your body truly needs and having the courage to let go of the rest. For an older person, simplicity is wisdom and balance is strength.
That is a beautiful message to end with, Doctor. Simplicity is wisdom. It's a wonderful reminder to be good stewards of our health by being discerning and mindful and not just blindly following the marketing claims on the front of the bottle. And of course, the wisest and most important first step is always to speak with your personal doctor or a registered dietitian before starting or stopping any supplement. Please bring your bottles with you to your appointment and have this important conversation. Please remember that our discussion today is for educational purposes and is not a substitute for personal medical advice. If you found this guide empowering and it has inspired you to go and clean out your own medicine cabinet, please give this video a like so that others can find this vital information. And be sure to share it with a friend or a family member who you want to help stay safe and healthy. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It is completely free and it ensures you will not miss our next practical health guide. And for our community discussion today, we would love to know, after watching today, what is one vitamin or supplement in your cabinet that you are now going to take a closer look at. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for being with us. Be well and be wise.